How you doing? My name is Caroline Stanley from friends of Merlin Woods, and I'm here today with Colin, who will be meeting in a bit. And we're just going to talk about what is flying about at the moment, what flowers are around, and show you some of the things. It's a bit of a dull day, so we're not going to see a lot of butterflies flying, but we might see the odd dragonfly sitting down. So we'll just see what we can see. Thanks. So this is one of the species of orchid we have here in Merlin Woods. This is a bee orchid, and these can be seen in maybe 5-6 different locations around the woods now at this stage. And all this happens because the verges are allowed to grow, and there's only the cutting regime is that the grass is cut at the end of the summer. So these have been lying in the soil, and we've been working on a cutting regime here for the last 7 years, and we have seen the verges get better and better, more and more orchids. And if you pan around here, you'll be able to see the common spotted orchids, which are coming up in abundance everywhere. Down here, a couple of species as well. That one is a common spotted orchid, and that would be the one we see the most of, and that is easy enough to identify as well. You can see the spotted leaves on most of them. Sometimes you do get hybrids, which can make it difficult.
Hi there, I'm Colin Stanley from Friends of Merlin Woods, and I'm going to talk to you about this limestone area here we're sat in and some of the inhabitants of it. So in these pots I've got a couple of bees. So you can see in the pot with the red lid I've got a male common carder bee, and it's feeding on a bit of bush vetch there. And in the pot with the yellow lid you can see the much smaller size. That's the same species of bee, but it's a worker. So you can see it's much smaller, and I don't know if you can see from the video there, but you can see the little pollen baskets on its back legs. It's quite a common little bee, but a nice bee nonetheless. I'm going to let the worker go for a moment, just because it's been in there a little while now. Hopefully you might get a look of it as it comes out.
Doesn't want to come out. Okay.
So that's a common carder bee worker. You can see it's got a gingery front here, and there's another bee that looks very similar to this, but it's much blonder looking. This has black hairs all over the back legs and the thorax there. Oh, sorry, the abdomen.
Okay.
I'll put him down here on a bit of bird's foot trefoil. He doesn't want to leave now.
I'll just scan around. This is the limestone area.
There he goes. He's feeding.
Oh, there you go.
Quite happy.
Feeding away on some
This
birds.
one we can have a proper look at. So, there we go. You can see from the front of this one's face, he's got yellow hairs on the front of his face, so that indicates to me that it's a male. He's actually, the small flower in there is bush vetch, and these bees, the common carder bees, just find the bush vetch irresistible at this time of year. If you ever see a patch of it, it'll probably be covered on them, especially on a sunny day. But I don't know, can you see his face there with the yellow hairs that I'm talking about? Beautiful bumblebee. And
Just had a visitor.
the beauty with these, once you know they're males, when you identify a bee, once you know it's a male, you'll know that it can't sting you, because the males don't possess a sting. So that's one of the advantages with learning how to identify bumblebees. So in here, in this little pot, we've got a keeled skimmer dragonfly. You see it there? You see the little yellow spots at the end of its wings? That's what tell me that this is a keeled skimmer, not a black-tailed skimmer. You can see the ridge, the black ridge down the centre of its back. That's the other thing that we're looking at with the keeled skimmer. We do quite well in Merlin Woods for dragonflies. This is one of 9 different species we have in here. So it's a great place for dragonflies if you want to come and look at them at all. I'll try and let this guy out and see if you can get a clear view of him on my hand for a second or two.
He may fly off.
He may well fly off. Oh,
Oh,
he did
he's
fly
gone.
off. Oh well.
And why do you think they're here in this area, in the limestone area, today?
Well, today they're here in this limestone area because it's very sheltered. It's quite a breezy day. And it's also a very good place for them to warm up on the limestone itself.
So we're here in a limestone area which is similar to what you find in the Burn, and this is in the northwards of Merlin Woods. And you can see the limestone pavement here. So there's a lot of different species here compared to other parts of the woods. So what we started was a conservation project working on different areas, and we used woodland coppicing. So these hazels here would have been coppiced. So this is about 3 years growth, and they would have grown from the base. So we'll have to come back and revisit this area and coppice these once again to keep this area clear, because we'd have a lot of devils with scabious, wild thyme. We have Caroline thistle, isn't it? You know, so various, and early purple orchid is the only area it grows in here. And just recently, and part of the conservation project is about increasing our species of butterflies to the woods. So we were looking to try and maybe encourage things like pearl bordered fritillaries or the dark green fritillaries, and see, and maybe the marsh fritillary might perhaps even start breeding here in this area, because there's a lot of devils with scabious. But the big surprise we got this week was that we discovered a small blue butterfly, which is Ireland's smallest butterfly, and we actually found it just by rummaging around in this area here. And the small blue butterfly actually feeds on kidney veg, which we would have very small pockets of it around the woodland. So it's kind of a dilemma to kind of know why it's here. Is it feeding on kidney veg? And where is the kidney veg in this area? Because you can't imagine that a small blue would actually fly too far because of its size. But so that's some of the projects that we're working on, and so maybe we'll see you again sometime, and hope you enjoyed a little bit of information we could share about Merlin Woods today.